Hey everybody, it is Goodwin in the Morning again from 93.9 The Duck and the Morning Show. With me again, Rich Brooks, right there. He is the man of the hour with Range Time with Rich, and he of course owns Templar Shooting Sports in Tullahoma. And today I'm going to talk a little bit with Rich about a recent trip that we made over to Templar with my son, and we had a really good time. And, of course, we saw Rich there. And what are your trainers? Kevin, right?
Yep, Kevin.
Kevin was the one that gave my son Max his first shooting instruction. Max had never shot a gun before.
So what's awesome about this, right, is Goodwin shows up with his family, his wife and his son. And so it was everything was, he had been in before and finally got a chance to bring the family in and set it up, got one-on-one time with our instructors. And that's kind of the beauty, is you can just pop in. Now, mind you, Kevin is my weekend range master. And Kevin, all of my guys, we've got Kevin, Mike, Derek, myself, Todd, Terry. We've even got a ladies.
Yeah, and she was in there giving instructions while we were there as well.
And so Terry was already involved, and Kevin was all that was left, and so that leaves me to go out and sweep everybody's brass and everything. Yeah. And so anyway, it was really cool, and you guys wanted to get some professional instruction for your son.
Right.
And what was even more cool about it was we had been covered up all over Christmas, and so the range was pretty hopping that day. And so describe as your son was telling you, describe what he was saying about his experience.
Yeah, well, one of the really cool things was, again, this was his first time to have ever shot a gun. I mean, he's shot a BB gun, those kind of things a little bit. But so we rented a gun, a 22 handgun, because I had a 9mm and my wife has a 9mm, and so we wanted to start him on a 22. Of course, less recoil, and so we rented a gun, and they knew with him being this was his first time to shoot, exactly what gun was going to be the one for him to use. And so we got in there with Kevin, and Kevin was phenomenal with him. Really taught him how to grip, of course, and how to stand, and how to position himself, and how to line the sights. And so, we started out, we were in the back, I was videoing, doing the dad thing, that's my boy. And anyway, my son started just popping him, and he was hitting target after target, hitting the bullseye. I'm like, dude, he's got something going on here. And after a while, I started watching him as he would, do the things, and I would see him. He would correct his own posture after a little bit. After Kevin would teach him how to, make sure you're not leaning back and doing that. And Kevin was really, really instrumental in helping it. But then my son Max was correcting his own posture, and it was just really picking up the fundamentals really well. And so my son, in between the rounds and that, every once in a while he would turn around, he would ask for his cell phone, because they would bring the target forward, and he would look at his grouping on the target, and he wanted to get a selfie with it or a picture with it. It was pretty cool. So he took all kinds of pictures while we were in there shooting. But he had a really good time. He was like, that was so much fun. And it's like, yeah. Well, and one of the other things, too, is Kevin, he was like, well, he told him at the beginning, is in a little while, if you were comfortable, then I'll let you shoot a 9mm.
Yep.
And so my son's 12, and he was doing really well. And so Kevin pulls out his 9mm, and boy, my son pulled the trigger on that thing, and he shot 2 or 3 rounds, hit targets each time. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, he's doing really well. And then Kevin's like, I gave you the powerful stuff. It was some of the 9mm with the extra.
It was his personal defense.
Yeah, it was personal defense rounds. And I told my boy, I'm like, man, I don't even shoot that stuff. That's the good stuff. But we had a really good time. He had a great time. It was a great first experience with him. And
you guys didn't even make an appointment. You just showed up, and we had it going.
Yeah,
that's kind of that, and that's the way I wanted to set that up. And so we originally had a basic pistol class, and we had run that once a month or so to help people get ready for like the permit course and things like that. And what I found was this is way more convenient to the customer. Mm-hmm. And you can come in anytime as long as we're available, which is typically it's there's only been maybe once or twice that we've had to ask people to wait for
Sure.
a few minutes,
Yeah.
and actually Kevin was, you guys had to
Fairly
wait.
available.
Yeah.
But just
And-
a few minutes.
Yeah, and he was just finishing up his break and everything, and
Yeah.
so and plus that was a real busy day because it was a weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's the beauty of it, is it's at your convenience.
Yeah.
And so, and with a brand new shooter, talking about Max had never shot really a pistol before, and you come in for a little professional one-on-one, and literally it takes about an hour.
Yeah.
And we've got people that have never touched a pistol in their lives
Yeah.
shooting holes out of a target like that.
That's what he was doing.
It's a wonderful feeling as an instructor, when you take, it's like an artist with a blank canvas,
Yeah.
and when you take somebody that hasn't had bad habits incorporated, or, hasn't been shooting, by themselves for so long, and you take a brand new shooter and just introduce them to the basics of the basics.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now it's just, they're having fun.
Yeah.
Because they're shooting and they're hitting what they're aiming at.
Yeah.
And so, and we love that.
Yeah.
We absolutely love
Well,
it.
that makes it fun. It makes
Yeah.
it worth it
Yeah.
to the shooter as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, and the biggest thing too is, especially ladies, you think of indoor range and gun shop, ladies tend to get intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
So what did your wife think about the experience?
Well, she's shot. She's a shooter, and so she loved. Kevin gave her some instruction too,
Yeah.
even though she had been at a previous time, even though she had been shooting for a little while. He gave her additional instruction that she loved, and so she loves Kevin's instruction.
Yeah.
And so she was happy to be able that Kevin was able to give Max instruction too,
Right.
because of a little bit of what he had offered her in help in a previous time. So she thought it was a great experience as well.
And so, you can see I'm intentionally rolling towards the ladies
Yeah.
at this point, because not only will we help teach the children, I've had children as young as 4 and 5 out on the range that we can work with. And so most of us have kids or have had kids, and most of my instructors are retired law enforcement and whatnot. And so their children are obviously adults now and,
Right.
and gone and all that. So for the ladies, and I'm going to throw another deal out there, the Well-Armed Woman chapter. So we have the Well-Armed Woman Coffee County chapter, and they meet this Thursday. Was that the 10th? Okay, at 6 p.m. in our classroom at Templar Shooting Sports. And so another cool thing is the Tullahoma News, Faith from the Tullahoma News, is going to be joining them for this meeting.
Okay.
And the first meeting is free, so you don't have to join to come to this meeting. But even if you feel a little uncomfortable and you have never been into the store before, I highly recommend coming to this Well-Armed Woman chapter meeting. Because Cindy Clower, our chapter leader, she is another NRA certified firearms instructor, and
Excellent.
Cindy is a McCullough, and so her father used to be sheriff in Coffee County years back. He's since passed, and so Cindy's been around shooting her entire life, and has grown up basically around guns. But she's wonderful instructor, and then. And plus, the range time afterwards for the ladies that attend the meeting is only $5.
Great.
And so, not only are you coming and meeting like-minded women and women with the mindset of looking for more options for self-defense, personal defense, even sport shooting and things like that, and you're meeting a group of ladies that are really just super awesome people.
Yeah.
And so I would highly recommend, if you have not been to a Well-Armed Woman chapter meeting, come Thursday night at 6 p.m. Join the ladies. It's perfectly free for your first meeting. Get to meet Cindy and the rest of the ladies in the chapter. And these are all women that have been around guns and enjoy the shooting sports and the personal defense aspect of things. And even if that, I have Terry. Terry is my lady instructor.
On staff, yeah.
And she started out as that intimidated woman. And so I hired her husband as an instructor prior to us even opening, and we were getting busy because we opened during the height of the season, and of course the new shiny thing, and so everybody was coming in, and I looked at Terry one day, she was in with Todd, and I said, hey, you want a job? And she's like, I don't know anything about guns. Now she is a certified firearms instructor. And so she went from being very, very intimidated to now she's out there teaching one-on-one. And people are just loving her. She's very patient, very calm. And as a woman, if you feel like you need to learn how to shoot and at least to protect yourself or your children, I'm getting a lot of single moms in.
Yeah.
So I've got Terry as well.
Cool.
So you can call and set up a time when Terry's actually going to be at work.
And if they miss this Thursday night's event,
it is the second Thursday of every month.
There you go.
At 6 p.m.
Second Thursday of every month.
They canceled Christmas. They canceled the December meeting because of Christmas
Sure.
and the holidays,
Yeah.
and everybody was busy, and there's a lot going on. And Cindy's involved with so many things. They had Wreaths Across America going on that weekend, and so there was a lot of other stuff happening, and so they just pushed it. But again, this Thursday night, ladies, 6 p.m., you can even bring your husbands. They can look at guns. We'll dust them freshly with that Buy Me dust. And and that's at 1101 South Jackson Street.
Yep. And online.
Online, on the World Wide Webs at TemplarShootingSports.com, Facebook, Templar Shooting Sports. We're on Twitter, Instagram. All of our social media is Templar. Wow.
TemplarShootingSports.com.
Thank you, sir.
And of course, on each of our websites, 939theduck.com, Rooster1015.com, WhiskeyCountryRadio.com. There's a button on each of the home pages there. You can click on there and it'll take you straight to their website as well.
And so, share this video, and I'm sure all the radio stations have been giving out a lot of free range time, so you guys pay attention to this stuff because you just might get a free range day.
Yeah, we like to give away free stuff.
I know.
It's just what we like to do.
So, thank you, sir.
You bet.
I'm glad your family had a wonderful experience, and I
good.
hope your family comes in, having heard that, I hope you guys come in and just to experience what we have to offer and why we actually built what we've built, where we're at.
Absolutely. If you haven't had a chance to check them out, Templar Shooting Sports in Tullahoma, and that's Rich Brooks, and this is Range Time with Rich. I'm Glenn Goodwin. Goodwin in the morning, 93.9 The Duck. We'll catch you again next time.